Hello, another edition of MIW. Got the D-Man here. Tonight I'm going to talk about dating sites, the way American women present themselves as opposed to women from other countries. So what brought this on was I have not dated anybody since, January of last year, because I went out of the country. I went to Colombia, South America. I don't date women in the U.S. because for me to find someone that is in good shape, that takes care of themselves, is just, Americans dress very casually. And for example, on the dating sites, as I'm sure you're all aware, or maybe if you're younger, you don't notice this like I do. But I'll tell you, when I was young, my mother went to the beauty shop once a week, along with all the other women too in our middle class or upper middle class neighborhood. They all wore dresses and slacks, okay? The only time I see my mom wear jeans, no, I like jeans. Jeans look good on some girls. The only time I saw my mom wear jeans was when she went out in the woods or went fishing. So everybody dressed well. The only time I seen anybody dressed the way most women and a lot of men dress now was there was a poor family that would come to town once a month, and they were dressed really shabbily with loose clothes and old-looking clothes, baggy clothes. So maybe most of you younger guys don't notice it like I do, although the guy that does the modern life dating in Japan, he talks about it. When I travel, a good example is the American stewardesses. They wear their uniforms, but they're just not sharp. You see the stewardesses from Japan, from the Ukraine, from China, from these other countries, and they are sharp. They're dressed nice, they look good. They walk straight, tall, their makeup's in order, their clothes are pressed, there's no wrinkles, nice shoes, shine on their shoes. It's great. But I can pick Americans out almost in any airport, and I've been around the world in a lot of different places by the way they dress and the way they carry themselves. And I'm an American. I love America, don't get me wrong. But when I get on the dating sites, for example, it's like these girls put on their, I don't know, they'll put a picture of their face or two pictures of their face, and it's like, I'm a man. I'm visually attracted by how a girl looks, correct? I got to see what she looks like. Now, if I met her on the street, of course, I would get a good look at her. I don't know what they think, but I have kids that are 20 years old and under, 5 boys, 20, 18, 17, and 15. And I guess they're used to it, but they tell me that's just how it is. But these girls, they don't dress well. They don't take care of themselves. They very seldom ever put makeup on. They usually have their hair pulled back. And I don't know whether it's a lack of self-respect or what it is. But like John says on Modern Life Dating, you guys need to get your passport and go out of the country. Because if you're younger and you're used to this, you probably don't think anything about it because you don't know any better. But if you go to other parts of the world, for example, Colombia, South America, there are so many beautiful women down there from ages of 18 to 25 to 30. I've dated girls down there that are 27. I dated a girl that was 18. She turned 20. I'm 60 years old. I dated her for a year and a half. She was always sharp, took care of her hair, makeup. She looked good all the time. Actually, that's how my first wife was back in '84. She was an American. She always wore makeup, always took care of herself, always looked good. I mean, she was the prom queen, voted best looking, but all her friends dressed well too. It's not like it is now. It's really kind of sad. But on these dating sites, these women will put their photos on there and they'll say, in America, slim means maybe they're slim, maybe they're not. I just looked at one tonight like she was very heavy, like 5 foot and 130 pounds. That's kind of fat, okay? I'm not into heavy women, okay? My kids, they like the bigger, more full-figured women. I don't. I like a woman that's in shape like I'm in shape. I'll put a photo on here, okay? I'm 60 years old and I'm in shape. In America, for me to find someone that I'm attracted to that's in shape is very difficult. I mean, there's just not too many of them. I go to another country like Colombia, South America, or over in Japan, or the Ukraine. There are many beautiful women who took taken care of themselves. They have a flat stomach. They're firm. They work out. They go to the gym. They have self-respect. I don't know what has happened to American women, but the men are just as responsible because they're so thirsty. I guess they go after them. I mean, when I hear about things like these OnlyFans and what else is it? The Instagram, where these guys are like throwing themselves at them, hitting all the likes and thinking they're going to get the girls' attention by that. They're like simps. I mean, I don't understand any of that. It's like, I don't follow girls and like their photos. I just don't do it. If I liked them, I would, but I don't. I don't do that. I mean, what has happened to our self-respect? What has happened to men and masculinity here? We chase girls around like there's some god or something, buying their bathwater. This is what my kids tell me, and other things that they have. I mean, but hey, if I was a girl and I was good looking, but what they tell me, my sons tell me, you don't even have to be good looking, just a girl. So I guess they have no incentive to dress up because guys are so thirsty, they just chase them as they are. I don't get that. But really, you need to get your passport and go to other countries because there's so many beautiful women out in other countries. And that's part of what the deal is here. If there is a beautiful woman or two around, there's no competition. So they can pretty well be a bitch or treat anybody however they want to. I mean, it's kind of sad, but that's just the way it is. So get your money right, get your shit together, and make something of yourself and get out there in the world. There's a whole big world out there besides the United States. And there's women out there who are still feminine, who still want to be a girlfriend, who still respect a real man, who's not going to shame you for being masculine. I mean, that's another problem here in the United States. It's almost like if you're masculine or act like a man, they want to tell you that there's something wrong with you. I mean, we have a bunch of simps being grown up here. We got 3 generations of men being raised by women. So, and we have feminine men. We have what they call a metrosexual. I didn't know what that was, but what I was told, it's a man who's not gay, but he's real feminine, and he just acts like a woman. Now, I have gay friends, nothing against gays or lesbians, but the point I'm making is the idea of masculinity in the United States or in the West is almost shamed by women and by a lot of men also too. I mean, this thing about what do they call that? Toxic masculinity. I would probably be considered toxic masculinity the way I believe. But I was raised in a different time when men were men. If I were out with my guy friends and I told them I got to go and my girlfriend wants me to come over, they'd be calling me pussy whip. They'd be getting on me about that. But nowadays, it's not like that. These young men don't call each other out like they did when I was younger. So really, you need to find a group of people or get online. That's the wonderful thing about YouTube. You can get online. Rule Zero is a good group of men that get together and listen to what they have to say, because those guys speak like the men did back when I was in the 70s, back in the day when it was okay for men to be men. I know a lot of people think that's bad, or that I don't know what they think, but it's about being a man. There's nothing wrong with being a man. If it wasn't for men, we would not have the country we have. If it wasn't for masculinity, we would not live in the greatest country in the world, America. The men are the ones that came over here and slaughtered the Indians. Of course, our history books don't really say it that way, but basically that's what we did. We took over the country, okay, and we made this country. Not the feminine, not the women, the men did it. And the men are the ones that have protected this country. The men are the ones that died in World War II. The men are the ones that they're dying now to protect this country. There are a few women, but look at the percentages. Most of it, it's like, I don't know what the percentage of women are in combat, but it's very low. If we depend on the women to protect us, we would not be here. So let's not shame masculinity. Let's let's be proud of it. Let's give it the honor it deserves, because without it, we would not live in the industrialized country and this wonderful free place that we live in. And if you don't believe it's wonderful, you need to go to a few third world countries. Because here in America, even though we have this thing going on, we can still go out. In many countries, you don't go out of the house except for 3 hours a week when your ID ends in a certain number. Okay? And if you do go out, you're going to get fined or get put in jail, or hit with some sticks, or drug off into a corner or something. So America is a wonderful, free place to live. Now, as far as the women go, I suggest you go out of the country, because the divorce laws, I've been through that. I've been married 4 times, lost everything 2 or 3 times. Marriage, and I used to believe in marriage, but I'm telling you what, I do not advise my boys to get married. It's a losing proposition. Anyway, I hope this has been a help to you, and please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you the next time. Thanks for joining me.